So this is the second day on my trip to the beach, and it was a really nice day. It was super sunny, but it was kind of weird. Like, it was just sunny at this particular bay that I was at. You'll see later in the video that there were pretty thick clouds, more like a fog that were kind of like surrounding this area. Yeah, as you can see there now. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a line of trees or something. And it kind of acted as like a border for these clouds. They never came any closer. They always kind of stayed over there, and it was a strangest thing. Like, yeah, this bay was just kind of in its own little pocket of sunshine, and I don't know. I don't know what could have caused that, really. Like, I don't understand how that sort of like island. So that's basically an island that divides the bay from the ocean. And I don't know how far out it goes, but I don't think it's like tall enough to actually affect the flow of clouds. So I really don't know. There isn't like a mountain. So I'm headed west, and up north is where the wind was coming from. So the clouds were moving to the left, from what you can see. But to the right, there's no like mountain that would cause this effect. So it was the strangest thing, but it was so cool to see this like wall of clouds. See, it kind of like splits up there, goes left and then it goes right, and it was all around the bay. It was so weird, but man, it made for like a really cool, just like scenic view, I guess. But yeah, I I honestly didn't know that I was recording in slow mo. But you know what? Shoot, I think I might implement slow mo in the future because it looks pretty cool. I might add some like dubstep music to it or something. Man, it was yeah, I don't know why I shot that in slow mo. Look at that handsome man working, kayaking and sweating, getting sunburnt. Luckily, I didn't get sunburnt. Even though I was out in the sun for a good amount of time, but yeah, it was a pretty awesome second day. I'm about to hit land. Here's me and Grizzly landing on this island that's almost like a really big sandbar. I don't know what's on the other side of that tree line. I walked up to it, but I don't know. I didn't really want to walk through those trees and see what was on the other side. It was a bit, I don't know. It just didn't seem worth it at the time. But maybe I'll try it another day. Once it's like completely clear. The fog kind of made it sort of what's the word, like intimidating, I guess. I don't know. It just didn't feel like the day to do that. But me and Grizzly did go and check out some of the island. We walked down it, and I was a little disappointed because usually there are some seals that hang out on this island. I usually see them from the docking area, and it would have been really cool to like go and get some footage of them, but I didn't see them that day. So, but it's all right though. It was still a pretty nice day. Me and Grizzly were kind of done with checking out the island, so I decided to head out. But so I was a little conflicted at this moment. I was thinking about going back to the dock and grabbing my crab cage because I wanted to get some crab today. And the thing is, when it comes to crab, it's been kind of a long journey for me. I've been to this area a few times, many times really, trying to catch crab. I have my own crab cage, and I haven't been able to catch a legal size crab yet. I think one time I did actually catch one, but it just, as soon, like right when my cage was coming out of the water, That freaking crab, I don't know what kind of martial arts that crab knows. He freaking like kung fu'd his way out of that cage somehow. Right as I was pulling it up, and it looked like a big, but unfortunately I couldn't grab him because I wasn't in the water, and the other crab that were in the cage were not of legal size, or they were females. Here in Oregon, you are not allowed to take female crabs. I forgot what length they had to be, but um, yeah, I haven't been able to catch crab. So the other thing that was conflicting for me is that I saw a couple of people diving near the dock, and when they came out, they had a bunch of crab. I was like, dude, these people just jumped in and caught crab. Like, I did not know that was an option. I thought you had to like use a crab cage. So I was thinking, you know what, man? I brought my snorkel gear because I was planning on just snorkeling around, which, as you can see here. So why not just jump in the water and try to get some crab? Oh, check this out right here. My first jellyfish of the day. Yo, I saw a lot of jellyfish. So this is early on when I first started diving. I saw a really cool like little school of fish here. I don't know what kind of fish these are, but man, yeah, you'll see another shot of jellyfish right here. And a little bit later, I wasn't able to record because there was a bunch that just came out of nowhere, and I put my phone away into my pocket because I was afraid of getting stung. So it was pretty freaky. But this actually is not the first crab that I had seen that day. I had already caught 2 crab prior to this, and I really wasn't even expecting to get any crab. So I didn't bring my phone with me, and didn't get it recorded, which sucks, but at least I did catch some other crab, which, as you can see right here, this crab was not legal because it is a female. You can tell by their belly shape. You can see that it's kind of like a round design, where the male has more like a thinner belly shape. And I think this was also a female, so couldn't take her. I'm not even sure if it was big enough, but even out of the 2 crab that I caught, this one was the biggest and the only legal one. But I was able to take him, so I did do that. And I had, in my prior video, I tried making my own sauce for this spaghetti, but it just didn't really turn out that well because it was just too watery. But today I was able to reduce it into something that actually looked like a sauce, and it turned out to be pretty good, honestly. So here I am putting my sketty together. I also had already put my crab legs to boil for about 5 minutes total. And for those of anyone who's watching, wanted to get a close up of my sketty, I got you, son. I got that footage. I'm a professional over here, so I gotta get that close up. And yeah. Oh, I gotta put that Parmesan on top too. Ooh, that was some really good pasta, man. Like, oh man, there's nothing like using fresh ingredients for whatever you're cooking, man. I love going to this area because it's a guaranteed thing that I will get mussels, and I really enjoy eating mussels. So even if I don't catch crab, it's still pretty worth it to go over here because I have like kind of my favorite spot to get mussels, and it's super close to this bay that I'm at right now cooking. It's only like 10 or 15 minutes up north, and had to check on my crab to see if it was about to hit that 5-minute mark. But while I was checking my crab, I was really enjoying that pasta. Like, I wish I could share some of my pasta with you so that you can enjoy that pasta and the seafood. But unfortunately, I do not have the capabilities yet. There is not the kind of technology that we need for that to happen. So I'll just kind of let you know how my experience was that day. And I gotta tell you, man, I have to tell you, dude, I was pretty satisfied, man. Crab legs were ready to eat. Pulled them out with my knife, my trusty cook knife, and there it is. What you all been waiting for, the close up of the crab. Look at that meat, son. Oh, I honestly thought that was a pretty big crab, but I'm pretty sure it's like a normal sized crab that you can get from a store. But it just seems so big to me because I had first caught a really small crab, and just out of nowhere, I see this sort of like eerie. If you're playing a game, you know, like the boss NPC just looks a little bit more intimidating. That's what I kind of felt like coming across this particular crab, because it was so much bigger than that first crab that I caught, which I didn't record unfortunately. But here I am enjoying that beautiful crab, and it was so tasty. The texture was so much better than any like restaurant crab that I've eaten, and it was so easy to tear apart too. Like the actual exoskeleton was like super easy to take apart. I didn't need any tools to take it apart. It was almost like really thick chips. They just they were so, it was just so easy to like get into and get that meat. Oh, I don't know what that was. And the funny thing is, I thought Grizzly would really enjoy the crab, so I gave him some thick pieces, man. Like I wanted my boy Grizzly to enjoy some crab, and unfortunately I did not record that, but I probably gave him like 5 pieces, and after I'm done eating my crab, I look under, and all those pieces that I gave him were on the freaking floor, dude. Grizzly, why didn't you eat that crab, man? Oh my gosh. If you had told me you didn't want the crab, I could have ate that crab, dude. Like, he would take it too. Like, I'd give it to him, and it would look like he actually ate it, but I guess he just spit it back out. I have no idea why. Sorry, man. Like, my dog just, I don't know. Something is weird about him. He must be broken. That was like a betrayal, honestly. But that's all right. I got my fill. I was pretty satisfied with my spaghetti and my crab and my root beer that I had there. Man, it was a pretty awesome day. Out of the 2 days of this beach trip, the second day was definitely a lot better. Uh, because it was just a little bit more different than the usual sort of experience, because I never actually caught crab before that I was able to eat. And yeah, so that was a really cool experience. I definitely want to do it again. I will definitely try to just make like a whole video of me catching crab. I want to just go out there one day and catch as many crab as I can and have some for myself, take some to my friends and family to see if they want to try it. And man, that will definitely be something that I'm going to do in the future, because it was honestly pretty easy. So right here, I'm actually making a broth. I cooked a second batch of mussels, which you also didn't get to see. Sorry, I'm still getting used to like recording and stuff, and I just didn't record everything that I should have. But yeah, I had cooked a second batch of mussels, and then that broth was the mussel broth, and I threw in all of the crab pieces in there to make just like a really good seafood broth. And I gotta tell you, it turned out even better than the spaghetti. I drank that in like one whole setting. It was man, I think I would actually prefer soups over like pastas. And that was pretty much a soup. I put some of that parsley flakes that I had used for my sauce, and also threw in a little bit of butter and a little bit of tomato sauce, not too much, just to kind of like add some flavor. And So good, man. Today was today was a really good day, man. And I'm looking forward to the future because there'll definitely be more of these kind of days to come. So can't wait for that. And I guess I'll see you in the next one.